Hello, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. So, Kiki here again. So, today, while sitting in my car, I wanted to video call somebody, but I ended up putting the camera on like I'm taking a selfie. And I had an opportunity to like envision myself, my chest, and then I remembered, boom, tomorrow is October, the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I take this month with quite some passion because it's an important month, especially for us as women. I know it's easier said, it's easier assumed that every woman takes some time every month to walk around their breast, like feel their breast and all that, but I know it's not everybody who does that. And it pains my heart when women are diagnosed with breast cancer, sometimes at advanced stages, because of either something they felt and ignored or something they were not aware of and they would have been aware of. I have the belief that 90% of the breast cancers can be prevented or can be identified, not really prevention, because sometimes if it's genetic it might come along the way somewhere, but some of the time the breast cancer can be identified as early as possible if we took some intervention or some initiatives to always make sure that we are checking out our breast. So before I even go to so much, what are the main functions of our breast? From my anatomy teacher, I know there are three of them. One is nutritional support for a newborn when you get pregnant and have a child. The new nutritional support. So the breasts are used as a source of food for the baby. We all know the importance of breastfeeding and all that. I don't need to go through that today. The other function is for aesthetic function. It makes you look good, presentable, gives you the shape you have, especially as, of course, as a woman. So assuming your breasts were cut off and you had a flat chest, would you look the same way you look? No. So they enhance some beauty to you as a woman, and then for erotic purposes or for sexual purposes. Yeah, that one cannot be overemphasized. We know breasts play a big role in foreplay and sexual stimulation and the entire sexual response cycle. The four stages of response cycle, the breasts have a role to play in that. So having said that means we are constantly in contact with our breast, right? We are constantly in contact with our breasts. As women, every time we shower in the morning, tunazisuguanga. For our men, when we're going down the other game, they have an opportunity to touch them. So we all have a role to play towards making sure we are preventing or we are identifying cases and incidences of breast cancer as early as possible. So first thing, as a woman, when is the last time you stood before a mirror and just lifted your hands and look if your two nyonyas or the breasts are balanced? They're looking nice. Of course, not with clothes. I can't. You should be naked, like looking at them and like, are they balancing? Do they look the same? Are they like the same size? How often do you do that? You are always in the mirror, you shower every day, you stand before mirror every day, but how often do you take time to like clearly look at them and they're like, are they okay? Of course, these breasts, the left breast always tends to be bigger than the right. That is normal. But if you're consistently looking at your breast in case there's something abnormal like some swelling, you can easily tell there's some swelling, and the easier way to look at them is when you put your hands up and like compare the two of them. Then of course also when standing in the mirror, you are able to look precisely and see whether there's anything abnormal in the coloration, in the skin of the breast. I will do a video later to like what are the things we are looking to identify when we are looking into our breasts, into details like what are the skin color, the skin texture, and all that. Then the other thing, as women, we are supposed to do, they say you check it once in a month and make it concise, like you can make it the third day after your every monthly period. Make sure you check on a specific date of the month, so that when your hormone levels are like periods, the periods are over, before the ovulation, and the hormone starts going up, because sometimes after ovulation the breast tends to be a little bit they tend to be a little bit tender. So before that time, you at least can identify a day that you'll be walking through your breast. And what are we doing during this time? You're lifting one hand up and letting your other hand walk around your breast, like all the way around, without lifting your hand. This is the traditional way of doing it. I don't know whether there's a new way of doing it, but that way, without lifting your hand, you will not skip a lump and you will not mix a lump. Then at the end of the day, try to squeeze your nipple and see whether there's anything that comes out of it. Then you go again on the other side and do the same. Walk your hands around from all the way to from the axillary area here. Walk around your breast, around. Don't move your hands up. Make sure you're creating that like a coil, like a spiral motion around your breast, all the way, feeling to the very end, and squeeze and feel whether if there's any lump or there's any abnormality. Of course, there are so many lumps that breast can form. Most of them are hormonal. They don't always have to be cancerous. I have had breast lumps so many times, and none of those times they have been cancerous. But again, I'll talk that one on another day. But my aim for doing this today is, as we get into October, please let's play a role with our breast. Let's just try to feel them. You might identify something that would save your life on a different day. And this is for women. What do the men have to do? What role do men have to play in the breast awareness of breast cancer prevention and awareness and early identification? You men touch these things every time. If you have a woman, every time you want to make love to them, you start with the breast. I know you touch them, so don't think I'm talking rude or just being off. I'm not being off. I'm telling you the truth. You touch this breast frequently. Be an ambassador for your woman. When you touch them, don't just touch them for the erotic purposes. Walk your hands around them as you try to make her feel good. Also try to see whether you can identify any lumps in their breast. And you can like, babe, there's something I feel here. And because you're doing this more consistently as the man of the woman, you can like, hey, the last time I touched your breast here, there was no lump. This time I feel something. Is it okay? And let the other person touch too. Sometimes you might feel, because you concentrate on them more than we concentrate on them when you're touching, because even if we touch our own breast, we cannot stimulate ourselves. But it's on Papa. But if maybe the men touch, they can feel it more than we do, so they can easily identify if there was something abnormal with our breasts. So men, be supportive, be ambassadors to your women. Let us all help in reducing the incidences of breast cancer. By doing this, we can at least reduce breast cancer late diagnosis by a lot. We cannot, of course, identify like breast cancer 90%, because there is some that the first sign somebody had of breast cancer was a lump in their hands. And of course, if you have a lump in your hand, most of the time it will not click that that's my breast. You might think like, oh, did I hear myself? Did I squeeze myself? Maybe something is happening. You start looking for other reasons. So any area above this area, anything you feel abnormal, please don't be ignorant. Go and have them looked at. So what should you do if you identified a lump in your breast? Talk to your gyna or your doctor or your PCP, whatever. Go tell them, I have a lump here and I would like to identify what kind of lump this is. I will tell you about my history with lumps. I have had a bunch of them, and what did I do every time I had a lump. So, and what was the outcome? Why were the lumps there? Like all these things. So let's be aware. Let's remind a young girl somewhere to palpate their breast. We should not be shy of these things. They are ours. Some of them may be fallen soldiers, but they remain our boobs. So let's be aware of them. Let's interact with them so that we get to know when there's any changes or any anomalies or abnormalities with them. See you in the next video. Let's make this month count by making us aware and making those around us aware of how to prevent or how to identify early signs of breast cancer. When I get an opportunity, I'll walk you through the early signs of breast cancer. And of course, when I also get an opportunity, I will walk you through early identification. Not early identification, I'll tell you my personal story with breast lumps. I have had a massive number of them for so many reasons. So bye, ciao, love you, let's learn together, bye.